Hey y'all, Irix Guy here, and I got a special treat for everyone today. And you're probably asking yourselves, it's probably like, hey man, what's for lunch? Well, I'm about to show you. And you would not believe this. This right here is a controller. Yeah, we've definitely come a long way since the previous model drones. And then this is the drone. This is the DJI Mavic Pro. At the time of posting this, DJI's smallest and most lightweight drone. And it does 4K, 30 frames per second. So, check this out. Pop out that arm. Pop out this arm. This folds down and pops out the back. This folds down and pops out the back. And there you go. So from a travel size and travel weight perspective, this is definitely best in class. Now, one of the things you might notice having this in your hand is how well built it feels. And it's not super light. You know, something you don't want is a drone that's so lightweight that it can't handle a mild amount of wind. Because inevitably there's probably going to be wind during certain flying scenarios. But it just looks really slick. Look at that. And then these propellers, they fold up for transport, but when the motors start turning, they expand automatically. Now at the time of posting this video, I haven't flown the Mavic Pro yet, but check the link within this video's description, 400orbelow.com, and you'll be able to find my exhaustive first time in the field video. And I'm also going to be comparing this to the DJI Phantom 4 Pro. One thing that's cool about this, aside from the amazing travel size and weight, is it does 4K 30. Now, unlike the Phantom 4 Pro rather, that does 4K 60, this pops out at 4K 30. But in comparison to the DJI Phantom 3 Pro or the DJI Phantom 4, those both top out at 4K 30. So it's just a really clever design. Look at that gimbal. I mean, it just looks awesome. It feels awesome. The way the battery goes on and off, there's the battery. It's lightweight, small, wouldn't be hard to carry extra batteries. The flight time of this, again, to be tested, is estimated to be approximately 27 minutes. Obviously in optimal flying conditions, but that's what I'm most excited to test is the flight time per battery. Obviously the 4K 30 frames per second video quality. See how it compares to the Phantom 4, the Phantom 3 Pro, and the Phantom 4 Pro, which I have a feeling with the Phantom 4 Pro, with the 4K 60 frames per second and the 1-inch sensor, that it'll likely be far superior. But how much better? To be tested. But I mean, just from a portability perspective, you know, this is something that you could grab, you know, basically just like a camera. It's around the same size of a DSLR or mirrorless camera when it's folded. So, you know, not something that makes you second guess, well, should I take my drone? It becomes a matter of, would I take a high quality camera? And if so, from a travel size and travel weight perspective, this isn't really any different than a DSLR or mirrorless camera. It does have the obstacle avoidance on the front. Unlike the Phantom 4 Pro, it does not have it in other directions, so only on the front. Now for me, obstacle avoidance isn't something I depend upon. It's more of a gesture of safety. You know, something that makes people that may feel that drones are dangerous. I mean, drones can be dangerous, don't get me wrong. If they're used irresponsibly, they can be very dangerous. But for people that would see a responsible hobbyist flying a drone, if they didn't know much about drones beyond what they may have seen on the news, then they may have an unfairly negative stereotype of drones. So in that scenario, the responsible drone hobbyist could say, hey, you see these things right here? And they'd probably be like, oh, what's that, man? So it can see me? No, those are, actually it is. So it can see you. Not that I would ever fly close to you, but if this drone does become close to an object, it may have the ability to sense and avoid. So that's, a nice gesture of safety. Got the sensors on the bottom. Just this thing is just incredible. This is my initial impressions video. I haven't even flown it at the time of filming this, but I'm super excited to fly it. The build quality is exceptional. It feels, again, lightweight, yet feels heavy enough to signal that it should be able to perform well in moderate wind. One thing that does concern me, and I'll pop some of the arms back out here. I'm not going to do the rear arms for this. I'll just do the front. But you can see if this landed on a flat surface, well, that wasn't flat. That's not. Okay, that's kind of flat. You can see at best there may be about an inch of clearance between the bottom of the camera and the ground. And if not landing on perfectly flat terrain, that could potentially pose to be a problem. So, just something to be aware of, because I don't think, and I haven't, well, actually I'm pretty sure, it appears that the camera likely does not have a screw on and screw off filter like we've seen on the Phantoms. So for that reason, you definitely would not want to scratch your camera. And the close proximity of the camera to the ground when it lands could be hazardous for the drone. So just something to be aware of. And these are things I like to look at in depth before I take my first flight with the DJI Phantom Pro, because you don't want to go out and haphazardly fly and risk the possibility of damaging your investment on day one. So, just a word of caution there. Now, it does come with a lens protector, and let me grab that. I shouldn't say lens protector, I should say camera protector, because it actually goes over pretty much the entire thing. So it comes with this doohickey here, and it's got a protective plastic piece or rubbery type piece on the front, but the plastic itself is see-through. So this just snaps in. Let me see if I can figure this out. Yeah, so that goes down on the front, and then that goes back there. So then when you're carrying it, see, now you can see it's got a little see-through shell on the front, which for me had a little smudge on it. I don't know if I like that or not. I'd rather have a lens filter directly on the camera, but that's just my personal preference. It's nice they included this little rubbery piece to go on when you put it in the case for travel. So this will likely better protect the let's see if I can figure out how to get that back on. This will likely better protect the camera protector when it's in the case from getting scratched, because ultimately if you scratched the camera protector, then your videos and or photos would be of degraded quality, because there would be a scratch on the piece of plastic type material that the camera has to see through. So, again, just another word of caution. Oh, that's how it goes on. See? So if I was putting it in the case, I could put that on, and that'll better protect the camera lens and the camera. And this is what's so cool. Just get you, and you can check the link within this video's description to find this case, but just a small case that I can put my Mavic in, my Mavic controller, and I've still got room, as you can see, if I wanted to put other items in there. Just a better way to enhance peace of mind when traveling to and from the field with the Mavic Pro. So, oh, another thing I didn't mention, the charger. So this is the wall charger. You notice the cable is short, which is nice. Less travel size, less travel weight. The brick is very small, the charging brick. What's cool about the charging brick is that you have one cable that's used to charge the battery. But then you've got two USB ports. So you can use one to charge your Mavic controller, and you could use another one if you want to charge a smartphone or whatever. Greatly improved design over what we saw with the Phantom, in my opinion. Now the true test is how well or how poorly will this perform in the field. And will it meet or exceed the performance of a Phantom 3 Pro or a Phantom 4? And how much better will the Phantom 4 Pro video quality be? Again, to be tested. And you stay tuned to here. Subscribe to my channel, youtube.com/iRickSky, because I'm going to exhaustively test this like I have many other drones. And the other thing that makes me curious is the tap to focus. With a Phantom, probably used to just flying and everything looking pretty good without having to worry about focus. But with this, I think there's the need to tap to focus before filming or shooting a photo. So failing to do so may result in a video or a still photo that's not 100% focused. So that's, when you're up in the air, that's something else you could easily forget to do. But I like it. First impressions, highly favorable rather. So, stay tuned for my exhaustive field test. Check the link within this video's description to find the case and so much more. The Phantom, not the Phantom, but the DJI Mavic Pro and various other accessories that I'll continue to update. But I'm so excited because it's just look at how small that is. Completely new. And, the newness also creates curiosity. Is it going to perform well? Is it not? I feel confident, given my experience with DJI's Phantom platform, that it likely will. But it being a new platform, anytime something's new for the consumer, it's also new for the manufacturer. So there may be problems that we encounter as drone hobbyists that the manufacturer has not necessarily encountered either. So, the many hours in the air in a safe and responsible location will enable us to accurately gauge how well or how poorly this performs. And would we prefer a Mavic Pro over the proven and ultra reliable DJI Phantom platform? Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe, youtube.com/iRickSky. Y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, iRickSky here. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe, like, and share. It's viewers like you that enable my channel to continue to grow. Thank you.